Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. Welcome back to the channel for a cost of living video. Now, we haven't done one of those for a while, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
It's been ages.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 months, I think. So we're doing another one, which will be great news for those of you who love the cost of living videos, but I know they're a bit Marmite. Some of you hate them. If you don't like them, don't watch them. What should they do, Ellen?
Skip the video.
Yeah, just skip the video. You know, life's too short. Do something else with your 20 minutes. But for those of you who do like the cost of living videos, this is our first one in our new house, which since we moved here. So our costs have changed. So we will be talking about that. Have they gone up? Have they gone down? What effects it had on our monthly budget? So first of all, my lovely assistant, no, she's gone, Ellen will have to do, is going to, I was going to get kicked then. Ellen is going to read us the facts and figures. What have we got first, my love?
Okay, so let's start off with our rent. It's 20,500 pesos.
And what is that in pounds?
That is 266.31. And in dollars, that's 348.
Right, I've rounded off a lot of these figures. I had intended to. I don't know why I put the 0.31 here, but most of them are rounded off. But don't worry, I will be putting, I'll have it on the screen at some stage in the video, so you don't have to write these down. If you're that interested, they will be popping up at a later point in the video. Yeah, so our rent here is 20,500 pesos, which is more than our previous house, which was 15,000 pesos a month. So it's gone up by 5,500 pesos. Not done. However, that is including internet. We get internet included with this, and it's not bad internet at all. It's comparable to our last place, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so we were paying 1,500 a month at our last place for internet. What I will do, in case anyone's interested, I will put a link to the video of our new house in case you're new to the channel and you want to know what we got for that. And I might even put a link for the video we did on our old house. Yeah, so it's gone up, but not as much as it might seem. It's really only gone up by 4,000 pesos. What's next, my love?
Our electricity, we've got 3,200 pesos. In pounds, that is 42. In dollars, that's 54.
Okay, well, our electricity costs, we were happy to see, haven't really changed from from when we were at the last place. 3,200 is probably a bit high for us. I don't know. I think we only went over 3,000 once. We were usually around the 2.8 mark. But yeah, pleasantly surprised by that because it's a bigger house and the landlord was very kind. He put these electrical fans in the roof to cool it down and they're going 24/7. So I had no idea what it was going to do to our electricity costs. I was prepared for them to have gone up a few thousand and not have a heart attack. So yeah, when we thought it was 3,200, we were happy with that, weren't we?
Next is your visa. That's 1,360 pesos. In pounds, that's 18. In dollars, that's 23.
Okay, yeah, that was for 1 month. It's more expensive when you do it for the month. If you do it for 2 months, I think it's 18.50. So it's much better value to do a 2-month extension. But we are going to Vietnam in a few weeks' time, so I didn't need a 2-month extension. I will be leaving before that one runs out. So I paid the extra fee. That is not express. We're quite lucky in Dumaguete. Don't have to have express if you go in more than 5 working days before it expires. I know from the channel that some people have to pay express in some cities regardless of when you go in. But Dumaguete is not one of those cities. What's next?
Next is your phone. This includes mine?
No, it doesn't include yours. Doesn't include. I say it doesn't include Ellen's because she pays for hers herself. But no, I do pay for. I seem to be topping yours up all the time nowadays. But anyway,
That's why I asked.
I haven't included that.
Okay, so for your phone, that's 360 pesos. In pounds, that's 5, and in dollars, that's 6.
Okay, so I rounded those figures off. That does me quite well. I'm with Globe. You're with Dito, aren't you?
Yeah, Dito.
Yeah, so you've got different options over here. But I get a package which is called Extra Go 179, I think. It lasts for 15 days. You get 5 gigabytes of data and unlimited calls and text to any network. And I very rarely make phone calls. If I talk to people, it's always going to be on Messenger. And I've never gone over the data because I'm not really a phone guy like that. You know, if we're in the house, I use my laptop. So that is ample for me, but they do bigger packages. But yeah, that's what it costs, which is less than the UK, I think, would cost there, definitely less. What have we got next?
Next is our
Maintenance and water.
maintenance and water. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
they're included now. Yeah, so that's 550 pesos. That's £7 and then $9.
Very professionally done. Yeah, we have, because we're living in a sub-district now, things like the refuse, garbage collection, whichever term you want to use for it,
Yeah.
bin men, they collect, that's included the price of their collecting it, and it includes the water, and I think it includes general maintenance for the area. Actually, our figures are slightly out because we only pay half of that because we split it with the neighbour. So it's actually half that, but I'm not going to change all the figures now. So it was 550, but it was actually only 225 of ours for that. We're very happy with that, to be honest with you. I'm very happy with that. Well, you're happy with it, aren't you? Because
When you're happy, I'm happy.
oh, what's full of it? That is not true, but I wish it was. Yeah, because
Yes, it is true.
because the last place she's going to turn into a pile of salt in a minute and a bolt of lightning. Yeah, the last place we lived in, none of these things were included, and you had a garbage collection, or call it garbage for our American cousins, and they very rarely collected it. You know, it was incredibly disorganised, and in the end, we had an agreement with our neighbour. She would phone someone up or leave something out. There was another garbage company that would come and get it, but we had to pay for each collection. Wasn't a lot, but the point is,
You don't really have to pay, but we only pay just because that's the norm there.
yeah, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have to pay, but if you didn't pay, they didn't collect it, and often they didn't turn up. So that wasn't great. So here, it's been like clockwork. They come every Wednesday or Thursday morning, and they collect it, and we've had any problems with that, and it is lovely. It's amazing how you miss these basics when you've not had them for a while. And so if you put that together, I think in terms of the water and the collection, it's probably cheaper than it was living in the other place.
Yeah.
And a hell of a lot more organised. What do we have next?
Next is our groceries. 6,000.
No, that's not 6.
16.
16,000.
I'm not done yet.
You just said 6,000.
Because I'm not done yet. Okay, so that's 16,000 pesos. Pounds, that is 208, and in dollars, that's 272.
So you were going to say 600 plus.
No, because you didn't let me finish.
I do
Too
apologize.
excited.
I do apologise. I do get excited. So yeah, that's obviously not one shop. As I've said before in the videos, we have a scooter. We don't have a car, so we tend to do smaller shops. Our costs have gone up a little bit more here because we're lucky again. We're literally only a couple of 100 metres away from the high street, and there are lots of nice fruit and vegetable stores and all that along there.
Yeah.
So we're going out and we're buying a lot more stuff now, and we're eating a lot more healthily, which is good. But yeah, I know a lot of people all think that's low, but if you've watched the channel for a while, we tend to be social animals. We go out a lot and we eat out a lot, and we tend to get food out, so we don't, do as much cooking per se, maybe as other people do, which is why our costs are quite low. But our average shop, when we go shopping, has gone up, actually. Our cost of living has gone up the last year. We tend to buy more than that now. Not that we're being frugal. I think we just things just seem to have edged up as they do. And I think now, I've said probably in earlier videos, our bills usually when we go to the supermarket come to about 1,500 pesos. They tend to be coming about 2-3 these times. So it has gone up a bit, but not a lot. Well, that is the totals for this part of the video. I'm now going to pop up a little screen to give you a breakdown, and then we'll crack on for the rest of our living costs. Okay, well, there you go. That was the breakdown. Now, the month that I'm doing these costs for, because we're always about a month behind or a month ahead when we do the do these videos, I went to the hospital because I had a problem. I might even put the link to that video down there if you're interested in my experience of going to the hospital here. We went to ACE and that incurred some costs. So I went to see I said gynecologist. I went to see a urologist consultant at a private hospital here called ACE. It was a nice chat. And how much was that consultation fee?
700 for the consultation. That's £9, and in dollars that's 11.
Yeah.
$11.
So that was to see a consultant, not a general GP as we call in the UK. That was to see a consultant. 700 pesos or 9 great British pounds. I was amazed how cheap it was. It was, you know, that would cost you. I think the last time I went to see a private consultant in the UK, it cost me £150. So, you know, 150, yeah, compared to 9. So much cheaper. And I got to see him twice, which was extraordinary because I went to see him. He referred me for a ultrasound and then said, come back tomorrow and we'll go through the results then. And I said, do I pay now for this consultancy? And he said, yes, it's 700 pesos. He said, but you don't have to pay tomorrow. That's included. So basically it was 700 pesos or 11 US dollars to see him twice. And both consultations were about the same period. You know, I was in there for 10 minutes when I went back. So you can't grumble with that. How much was the ultrasound, my love?
The ultrasound is 1,900 pesos. It's £25, and in dollars that's 32.
Okay. Again, I have had ultrasounds privately in the UK, but I don't know what they cost because I had private healthcare. So, but I can guarantee you they would be considerably more expensive than that. Interesting thing was though, you had to wait the next day to get the results, which was fine because I had to go back and see the consultant then anyway. But when you pick them up, they're in written form. You don't get the the actual images, which I thought was a bit strange.
Probably it's only for that hospital.
Yeah, it might be for the hospital. I don't think it is because I spoke to a friend of ours. He had a heart scan and that the other week, and he didn't get given. He just got a report as well, and he kicked up a fuss because he wanted the images. I didn't really want images, but I did have an ultrasound in Thailand once, which was probably about the same price because healthcare is very cheap in Thailand too. But they actually gave me the images, the pictures and everything. So, you know, but they don't seem to here for whatever reason. But yeah, that was very cheap and it was very professionally done and it was very quick. Okay, what do we have next?
Tablets.
Yep.
It's 2,600 pesos. £34, $44.
Okay, yeah, that was the tablets. They put me on tablets for 90 days. I mean, I'll probably be on tablets permanently, but I just got a 90-day prescription. And it was a strange do that was because the doctor gave me 2 for 1 on them. So basically what we had to do was we had to go to a pharmacy and buy half the tablets there. Then when we went back to the hospital to see the consultant again, gave the receipt to his secretary and she gave us 45 free. So it must be some deal they got with a pharmaceutical company. But what were our total costs for that?
Total is 5,200 pesos. And in pounds, that's 67. In dollars, that's 88.
So whichever way you look at it, that is pretty damn cheap. You know, obviously we have the NHS in the UK, so we don't actually pay for it unless you go private. But on the NHS in the UK, I'm not knocking the NHS. I think the NHS is fantastic. You wouldn't be able to do that in 2 days. You'd get referred, you'd have to come back for this appointment, that appointment. So it was great that it was so convenient. Privately in the UK, it would have cost, I don't know. I think you'd be looking at considerably more than that, considerably more. Not going to 10, 20, 30 times more, I don't know. But it was, the overall experience was very painless. And he was a nice chap, wasn't he?
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed. Anyway, there you go. Here is a breakdown of those costs. Right, so that was a breakdown of the hospital costs. So if you put those together, accommodation, groceries, etc., and the medical bills, it came to how much, my lovely?
47,172 pesos. In pounds, that's 612. In dollars, that's 801.
There we go. That's what it was. But as I say, I've alluded to it in this video. People who watch the channel will know we are social creatures. We go out a lot. So the majority of our monthly costs are always what we will bracket as entertainment. Yes. And that can include a multiple of things. I almost said a multiple of sins, but a Freudian slip. But that includes dinners out, quiz nights, drinks with friends, bowling, darts, whatever it is. When we go out, and I say we whenever I get comments in the videos, our rental costs, our grocery costs now always seem to be less than the majority of people, but our entertainment costs seem to be higher. That's just the way we roll, as they say. So basically, I worked out our total expenditure for the whole month. So you can stop watching the video now if you're not interested. What was our total expenditure for the month?
85,137 pesos. That's 1,106 pounds. And in dollars, that's 1,446.
And just to clarify, that is US dollars. So that is our total, including entertainment. That is basically the whole of what we spent for the month. So what does that mean our entertainment came to?
That's 37,965 pesos. In pounds, that's 493, and in US dollars, that's 645.
So there you go. I haven't kept the receipts and that for the entertainment because we just don't bother. So I can't give you, and we're not going to give you a breakdown of every night we went out because that would be tedious and pointless. But no, all I've done is I have subtracted 4,772 pesos from our total of 8,500.
You read it wrong. 47,000.
Good God, that must be the first time I've made a mistake ever.
I'm happy.
Do you? Can you still look at me in the same light now? You know I'm not perfect. Anyway, and that is the difference between the two sums. So that is how we've come up with our entertainment expenses. So yeah, that's it. That's what it's costing us to live in the Philippines. Basically doing whatever we want to do and just yeah, it is what it is. Our costs are going up. I have noticed over the last few months they have gradually started to creep up by, I don't know, maybe £100 a month. We did actually have some extra expenses this month because I bought plane tickets and that for Vietnam. But I'm going to include all those in the month that we go away rather than pop them in now because I think that's the best way to do that. And we've been going out a lot more. However, this last month, because I said we're always a month behind our cost of living, I think it's going to be quite low because we got a bit bored, didn't we, with going out all the time. I certainly did. It wasn't good for my health. Well, Ellen's like pulling the face now.
Yeah, and I think we're gaining weight. We want to lose weight.
Yeah, we have both been piling on the weight, unfortunately. But we kind of go from extreme to extreme. We had a month when we were going out all the time and it was getting too much. And then we had a month where we haven't gone out really anywhere near as much, and now we're getting bored with that. So it tends to be cyclical. But yeah, I think next month's going to be a lower one. I'm sure it's going to be a lower one. But I'm pretty sure for the one after that, we are going to break our record quite considerably because, yeah, we got a very expensive month planned in Vietnam. We will be doing a few 5-star experiences. So, yeah, that's going to be an expensive month. But there you go. It is what it is. It costs what it costs. As I say, we're not living on a particular budget. I say it every video. We don't have a limit. We're going to work within this and that. We just, it is what it is. And I think, I think the cheapest month we've ever had since we've been together was £800 one month. And it's up to £1,100 now. It kind of, it's always around the £1,000 mark. Anyway, there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have you got anything you would like to add, my lovely?
If you like the video, like the video. Did I say that right?
I don't know what I mean. Do you want to add anything to the video? I didn't mean... Anyway, is there anything you want to talk about?
If you enjoy the video, like the video. Give it a thumbs up. That's it.
No, I wasn't. Anyway, no, what I mean is there anything you want to add about our expenses?
No.
Okay, there's nothing I've missed that you can think of.
No.
She really wanted to like the video, so don't let her down. I'll never hear the end of it. Well, anyway, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, smash a like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do or whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and
be lucky.